All righty. Hey, everybody, we're about to go live here on Miracle 139 International. Let's go. Tonight we got Chrissy Santisi. He's going to be bringing to you a little bit of information on First Then. Hopefully you all got to watch the video. It's on miracle139international.org/videos. It's on in Spanish and Mandarin. Tonight, she's going to give you a little backstory about all the good information. And we'll get started in about 30 seconds. So thank you all for joining us tonight. If you're watching from your own Facebook feed, please go ahead and do a viewing party. There should be a little button that allows you to do that. And that way, not just you, but everyone that you know can watch it. So we're really excited for you all to join us. And we will be getting started in probably another 15 seconds to let you all get logged on and share the video. Thank you in advance for someone loving our video, even though we're just starting.
Yeah.
Great.
It's a great way to start.
Well, we love the love.
We love the love.
So again, like I said, we'll get started in a couple more seconds. Log on. All right. And again, if you just want to hit that start button to watch together with friends or with a group, that's the live party. I'm going to do it on my personal page. And I'm just going to say, come see what we are up to. So feel free to hit that and start your own watch party. All right. So we're going to get started here. Again, thank you all for joining us tonight. We have Chrissy Santisi, and she's going to be sharing with us about the First Then.
All right, I'm ready to go. Welcome, everyone. I am so excited to be here today. And I have this question for you before I get started. Have you ever had a child or a student refuse to do an important task or a task that you really wanted him or her to do? Well, stay tuned for an effective and easy strategy to use. First of all, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Christy Santisi. I've had my whole career in elementary teaching for many, many years. I've served as a teaching coach for kindergarten through 12th grade. When I retired from my elementary school teaching, I began teaching at Point Loma Nazarene University in their School of Education. And I've taught in their graduate and their undergraduate programs. I've presented to educators internationally with Miracle 139 also, which is an amazing group. And right now I'm supervising college clinical practice students that are working towards their teaching credentials. I'm actually one of the several trainers or specialists with our Miracle 139. And our purpose is to provide special ed students or students with special needs training around the world. Our mission and our goal, our ministry, is to ensure that students with unique learning needs have access to education and supports. So for this live video today, we have some Miracle 139 trainers standing by to answer your questions. So feel free to put any questions that you have in the comment section, and we'll try to get those answered today, hopefully by the end of the video or maybe at the end of the video. So be patient with us. We'd also love to know who our audience is today, so please let us know where you're from in our comments. We'd love to see who we're serving all around the world. All right? So let's go ahead and get started. Today's topic is called First Then Strategy. It's a simple positive reinforcement strategy that motivates students to complete a task that they do not want to do. The first then is based on this principle that a person's motivation to complete a preferred activity is increased when followed by, a non-preferred activity. So I'm going to back up. It's a principle that is a person's motivation to complete a less preferred activity when they're motivated to complete a preferred activity. I've also heard this referred to as grandma's rule, but I like to call it my mom's rule because whenever I sat at the dinner table, I first had to eat my broccoli before I could eat my ice cream. So first I had to eat my broccoli, then I could eat my ice cream. That's pretty much what the strategy is all about. My first or my non-preferred activity was eating broccoli, and my goal or target activity is getting to that ice cream. A first then strategy is very easy to implement. You can implement it just verbally, like my mom told me at the dinner table. But what I really like to do is use visuals, especially in the classroom when you're working with students. And I think that visuals are perfect for nonverbal students. A visual representation is called a first then board. So I'm going to show you, I want to make sure that this shows up well. I'll probably just put it right. Okay, oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to put it in front of my face right now. Here's an example of how I've used a first then board. It's basically a visual display of two sequential tasks, often using picture icons, especially with those nonverbal kids. With the tasks displayed, the kids know exactly what to do and it becomes very structured. This is the preferred activity. The non-preferred activity is that I would have to put away my toys. And the preferred activity is then I can draw and color. So that's an example of a first then if I wanted to do it at home. Now, if I don't want to do it at home and I'm in the classroom, then I might make a first then page where my student needs to finish math first before they can have their iPad time. So first their iPad, first their math, then their iPad. I'm looking at this in reverse, so be patient with me. All right, you can use plastic sleeves, you can do it on a whiteboard, you can use icons from the computer. It's really easy to implement. You can take a piece of paper and you can fold it in half and write first on one side and then on the other side and draw a picture. It's fun, it's easy to use, and it works best when the reward or the preferred activity is chosen by the student. Being motivated to get that preferred activity helps the student focus on the preferred task instead of the non-preferred task. In other words, when I was eating my broccoli, I was more focused on that ice cream that I was soon going to be able to eat versus eating my broccoli. So it really wasn't so bad eating my broccoli because I knew I was going to get to that preferred task of having my ice cream. I like this really positive way to motivate kids to do something that they really find important to them. As our students begin to increase in skill, or maybe you have older students who can handle more, then you can begin to show them a first, next, then board. And that is something that you can easily make, again, on a piece of paper, on a whiteboard. But in the classroom, I would use this where first they would have to do the writing. And by the way, I'd need to make sure that that's really clear. In other words, they know exactly what writing they need to get done. They know then that once they get their writing done, they can go to story time. And once then they're done with their story time, they can do their preferred activity, which is listening to music. So again, as kids begin to handle more challenge, then you can start adding a couple of more steps. Here's another example of what I might use with an older student or a student that might not need visuals. So first, they would need to read, and they know that they're reading for 20 minutes. Second, they're working on the computer on their writing, their story writing. Third, they work on their math. And fourth, that's when they go to recess. So again, you don't just have to keep it to one task, but I would suggest starting at one task and then moving on from there. I really like the first 10 strategy because it's used to do a lot of things. It's used to teach a new skill. You can use it to break down processes into more manageable or smaller chunks. You can support transitions. In other words, you can teach students what they need to do first before they can go on to the next subject. You can provide some support with a schedule, because a first then is a great sequence of events, just like this one that I showed you here. And it can get a little more complicated depending on the kid's needs. I also really love this strategy because it helps increase independence. In other words, you clarify exactly what the student needs, and you make a plan and you figure it out, and you write it down, or you put it in their binder or leave it on their desk, and then it provides great predictability. It sets clear expectations, and I don't have to say a lot, because once the student knows exactly what to do, their first then visual board is right there to help support them. I want to quickly address those teachers who are teaching virtually, because I know a lot of you are doing that. You can virtually use first 10 phrases in your lessons very easily, such as first write your answer and then show me you're ready with a thumbs up. Or first think about your problem, then record your answer. A third one might be first join our lesson, and then you can share a special event that happened to you in our chat. You can use first then terminology with all kinds of tasks that you need getting done. So I'm going to kind of pull things together already. Here are a few key points that I really think help the strategy become most effective. Number one, it's very easy to implement, it's very positive, and it focuses the student on the task that they really want to do. It's most important that the task be determined by the needs of your student. So obviously you need to know who they are. You need to make sure that you know what they need to do, and you need to know what their preferred activity is, which will best motivate them. It can be used with any age. It can be used with just about any task, whether it be academic or behavior. And I really like the first then visual board, especially for our students that have autism, or our students that are nonverbal. It works really beautifully. Remember that those firsts, or the non-preferred activity, the targets should be clearly understood and reasonable to accomplish. If it's too difficult, the student may not get to that preferred activity. So you've got to be careful about that. Encourage a variety of thens. In other words, those rewards, those preferred activities, because I have students who all they would want to do is have food. So you need to kind of move away from that and make sure that you are encouraging them to do other activities, listening to music, playing outside, silent reading, whatever it is that they really like to do, and try to have a variety. And another thing that just came to my mind is that if there's a task that you really need them to do, choose that really special preferred activity. Don't use the same preferred activity all the time, because after a while I might get tired of ice cream and I might want to go outside and play, or I might want to just sit in my room and listen to some music. So explore what works for your student, and I think you're going to find yourself trying some new things, which will really be great for them. Plan ahead and really strongly communicate with the student that you're making a first then board for. And remember, allow them to make the choices, because that's when their preferred activity will motivate them the most. I like to use wording with students such as, okay, Adrian, if you finish your math homework, then you're going to be able to work on the computer. There's other terms that also have to do with first then. I've heard when then. For example, when you can calm down, then you can have 5 minutes of free time. So when then, first then, it's a great motivator to get kids to do the things that you would really need them to do. The more you involve them in the decisions, the more effective they will be. Also, it's really important to be consistent. Just like all teaching, it's only effective if the adult follows through. For example, if my mom decided that I needed to eat my broccoli and then I got my ice cream, if one night I knew that once I ate my broccoli, I'd be ready for my ice cream. But what if she threw in, oh, you have to have 5 bites of chicken? Then that inconsistency would play out and I would be really discouraged and say, Mom, we just decided on the broccoli. So again, be consistent, decide with your child or student exactly what that first then is going to look like depending on what their needs are. Well, that's about it. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We hope that this first then strategy will be very useful for you and that you'll be able to use it with success. We would love to hear how it has enhanced your teaching or your relationship with a child, and how it's helped motivate them to do things that you ordinarily might not have been able to have them do before. So mark your calendars for next Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific time for another great strategy from another teammate. You don't need to listen to me again. We also have more in-depth and free training coming up at the end of September, so be on the lookout for that. We'd love for you to join us. It's such an honor to be doing this with you, and we're hoping to get more people, so please share. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, keeping up with our trainings. You can visit us on our website, miracle139international.org. And then what we'll do is we'll work to link in comments section more and also give you information for registering for future trainings. Our Miracle 139 team has also started a Facebook group to help answer questions and support each other with our very unique learners. And links will be posted in the comments there. In closing, believe it or not, I really am closing. Here's my personal first then. Yes, I actually do it with myself. I have names for them. Mine is called the bike effect because I just got a new bike. So tomorrow morning when I get up, I'm first going to brush my teeth and vacuum and empty the dishwasher. I can handle a little bit more. And then I'm going on a bike ride. Thank you so much. We look forward to you being with us again next week. That's a wrap. Woohoo!
Thank you all so much for joining us. If you have any questions at all, please let us know in the comments. We're just so thankful that you joined us tonight. Again, you can check out more of our tips videos on our website at miracle139international.org/videos. You can also see us on YouTube at Miracle 139 International. And yes, please join us next week for, again, another live Q&A next Monday, August 17th at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And that will be with our wonderful Nicole. She has been on trips to Peru with us, and we're just so thankful for her. So again, if you have any questions at all, please just put your questions in the comments. Christy, we thank you so much for being here and joining us tonight. It was wonderful, and we're just so thankful for you spreading your love and your knowledge to the rest of the world.
Thank you so much. This was really fun.
All right, well, thank you all in the Miracle 139 International community. Again, look in our comments, and we bid you all a good night on this wonderful Monday. Please spread this knowledge to your friends, your families, all over the world. And again, if you have friends in Spanish-speaking countries or Mandarin-speaking countries, please share the videos from our website, miracle139international.org/videos. And now we say good night.
Good night.